Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It is June 14th. Welcome to my channel. What happened yesterday? Looks like the Qs put an all-time high in. Nasdaq, the Qs put an all-time high. SPY couldn't. SPY kind of more balanced it off. Had some selling, initial selling that was bought up. You filled somewhat of the gap yesterday that was left from the CPI numbers. This morning we are down, almost gapping down pretty much at yesterday's lows. Currently, I know Europe had a bad day. I know there's lots of stuff going on with France. So the Bank of Japan decided to do no action. So this morning gold is up, the dollar is up as well. So very interesting morning. Russell is down 1.24% so far in the morning. All right, yesterday, big Elon Musk's package was approved. All right, that package was approved, 65 billion package, and he let a lot of things about humanoids and robots coming into. A lot of statements were made yesterday, and the stock's up a little bit, 1.37%. So we'll see how that does today. Without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile, market profile to find structure in the markets, along with gamma exposure, display, supply and demand, most traded price of the week, the year, the month, the preceding day, and anchor view ups if I haven't said that already. Just helps me find structure in the market. It's basically how I set up my day. All right, that's the main thing I lean on to look at structure of the market, especially Nasdaq and the ES. Okay, so every day I do this at 8:10 a.m. We go over news, we go over daily charts, we go over why stocks are moving, why stocks are leading and lagging. All right, then we go over some daily charts, then we go over scenarios around roughly 8:30 a.m. I give my takes what I think a long and short would be. Yesterday's long turned out to happen. All right, so hopefully you join, you subscribe, you set an alert. Okay, and if you do like my content, please give me a big thumbs up. All right, that'd be much appreciated. And you can always follow me on X. That's at Gonzo719. All right, so what I want to get into is, let's get right into the futures watch list here. All right, we got VIX leading here, up 7.96%. All right, we were down at 12s yesterday. See if we can reach over 13, but still not a lot of fear in the market. All right, gold's up 1.26%. Ether is up 1%. Silver's up 0.79. Bitcoin's up 0.66. 30-year bonds are being bought. They're up 6.5, so that should send the yields lower. Okay, dollar is up. All right, being that the euro is down. All right, crude is kind of in around the most traded prices of this year right now. Close to the most traded price of the a year ago, so that's just in the middle of the muck. You don't want to really deal with that right now, unless I don't. Nasdaq's down 0.35, ES down 0.54, the Dow's down 0.78, and the Russell's down 1.31. All right. I'm gonna go over something in a little bit of what I think could happen. There's two ways. Obviously, it's only a scenario. It's only if then. But this rally has not really been fueled by the overall breadth of the market. It's really just been the tech stocks, semis, and stuff like that been pushing higher. All right. Even though we're making all-time highs, it's not an overall market moving up. All right. And I have a theory possibly, but who knows? It could be wrong. Just a theory. I'll explain it in a little bit. All right, I think we can go to some news now. Oh no, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Fangman, Mag 7 Plus. Sorry, got a little thrown off by me talking. You just go right into the watch list. Tesla's up 1.35%. All right, Snow's up 0.09. Nvidia's flat, and then we have a bunch of laggards here. JP Morgan, AMD down almost a percent. Boeing's down 1.11%. BABA is just ridiculous, down. Couldn't hold that level. Let's move on. Top sector stocks, okay? Johnson and Johnson is not leading, but they're not down. Let's see, a bunch of laggards here. Morgan Stanley, Home Depot, Qualcomm, Goldman Sachs, CAT. Now CAT couldn't hold this like 329 level, so that's gonna hurt industrials. All right. Now we can look at the swing trade list. I'm gonna go to one of my biggest regrets here, that I didn't nibble on Adobe when they were having problems. Planned to do it, and I was like, you know what if the earnings are bad? And they were unbelievable. So the stock's up 14.23%. All right. GameStop's up 3%. Hasbro's up 1.78. MicroStrategy's up 1.56. They got actually an up price upgrade or outperform rating. Gold's doing well this morning. GDX gold junior miners are up 1.28%. Gold is up 1.17. Shopify up 1%. All right, who's laggards? There's going to be laggards here today. Supermicro Computers down 3.5. Twilio down 2.8. Datadog down 1.96. AI is down 1.61. I think that's Enphase. Whoa. For solar, let's see. That's about it. That's all I want to talk about there. Let's go to the sectors, okay? You got technology, which is interesting, right? Technology is the leader. It's down, it's like flat, followed by healthcare, real estate, right? But the real laggards, communications, basic materials, semis are down 0.73. Industrials, I told you, right? Boeing and CAT are down. That's 0.88. And the big loser today is financials. Financials is down. Now, the financials have been pulling back. Is part of the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. Industrials, financials, healthcare has been really pulling back. Okay, while the market has hit highs. Now, obviously, the market is a weighted SPY is a weighted index. Okay, so it doesn't matter if those go down as long as tech in the big sectors, basically tech moves up, the market basically is going to move up just because of how it's weighted. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little stat in a second. Okay, let's go to our economic calendar, some news. All right, let's go today. We have basically Michigan consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. Bunch of those drop. So I am not really going to initiate. If I see a position, maybe 10 minutes after the open or something, I might enter it. Depending on where it went, I'll be really close on it at 10, but I generally don't like to do anything until about 10:10. All right, I don't want my, because this usually comes with some volatility. You need to settle. Okay, you need to settle. All right, so that's that for today. Give me one sec here. I'm gonna do something. Get some other news. Let's see here. All right, so a lot of this I talked about, but let's just get into it. CEO must pay package gets support from 77 of the votes at investor meet. All right. Adobe raises full year forecast. Oh, that's just killing me reading that. Target renewed private label push fails to stem market share drop. Vanguard vote switch helped pass Tesla CEO Elon's 56, because I saw Vanguard is a large shareholder. Let's see, Adobe, that's already killing me reading that again. Let's see here. Let's see. Just trying to see if there's anything else that I really want to get into. Of course, Adobe's price target getting raised. Yeah, that's what I told you about MicroStrategies. Bernstein initiates coverage with outperform rating. Target of 28.90. Jesus. 28.90. All right. All right. Now, what I wanted to talk about before, let's go over it right here. All right. So this is a little bit of an indicator. All right. So what this is, let me actually show you what it is. What this is basically SPX at the top here, and at the bottom here is S&P 500 stocks above the 20-day moving average. All right. Now, if you notice the pattern here, anytime we hit about 90%, 85 to 90% here, the market tends to dip. Right. That just tells you, all right, the market's a little bit overbought. So this is just stocks, a percentage of stocks over in the S&P 500, their 20-day moving average. Look at it. 37% are only 37% in the S&P 500 are only above the 20-day simple moving average. That is not a lot. That's what I'm saying. This market has not been rip-roaring overall breadth moving higher. It's been very concentrated in the market, the heavy market weighted stocks. Okay? So you look at industrials, look at financials, they pulled back. Healthcare, they pulled back. Okay? So my theory is, I talked about this with one of my friends yesterday. I said two things can happen. Either they stay weak and tech has to pull back, right? Or tech kind of moves sideways, the heavy stocks that's made moves, right? That's they move kind of sideways, and the other ones now are dip opportunities that get bought up, and then these sectors start to rise up, which could propel us sideways to up, right? I do feel coming into the summer we should probably get some type of correction because the elections are coming. That will be some type of like unknowing, right? Because you don't want to have risk on the table when there's an election starting. All right. So that's my little theory. Take it as you like I said. It doesn't mean I'm right or I'm wrong. I just feel like if you will just say, hey, we put new all-time highs in, and only 37% of the stocks in the S&P 500 are above their 20-day moving average. Generally, that's not great, right? And if you look at here, right, anytime, like I said, you go to about 90% above, you usually take a dip here, like right there, dip, a dip, and same thing on the other end, right? If you're only 7%, you usually get a rise in the market, right? Like I said, I don't trade off of this, but it's just to see how the market is responding, okay? And I believe we can go now. I believe we're going to go right into, let's just go right to the daily charts. Okay, right into the daily charts. All right, and let's see what we did in SPY. Let me fix this, guys. Give me a second here. I'm just going to fix the chart. All right. Alrighty, so SPY. We didn't make new all-time highs. What we did do is we went into this gap a little bit and got bought up, right? And I said that was the defense for the bulls. If the gap in single prints becomes support, it's probably bullish, and that's what happened. And full transparency, I was all ready to go long, and I just didn't like the setup, so I passed on it, and then it worked. But I didn't love the setup, how the internals were looking, but hey, it worked, right? But you got to trade your setups. That's basically there. So that's the spot. Where are we at now? 540.72. 540.72. We are at the lower third of yesterday's session. Okay, so we're pulling back this morning. So let's look at futures. Okay, look what we're doing. That's a doji yesterday in futures, and as long as we hold above last week's highs, this is just bullish. You're just taking some of the froth off. Okay, taking some of the froth off. That's all we're doing. Okay, this is bullish. This isn't bearish. You know, VIX starts crushing over 15. All right, we got something maybe. You know, because even if you come back here, that's still bullish. Okay, so let's go look at the Qs. Now the Qs did make all-time highs yesterday. All right, 478.39 to be a fact. Okay, and they came and filled their gap yesterday. And look at that, didn't even come down to that CPI gap, and then they got bought up. But they turned a little bit yesterday. Amazon had a very, very nasty pullback. They got weaker than the SPY at one point. So interesting, right? 476, let's say 30 right now. 476.30. We're right here. And Tesla is gaining steam as we speak. It's up over 2% right now. Let's see here how the futures look. See? So look, big push up, and we're holding. Market's saying, all right, we're cool with these prices right now. We're cool with these prices. Even if you came back to here and just got bought, that's still bullish. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Price action can really fool you. Even yesterday, right? We're pushing down, we're pushing down, we're pushing down. You could think, oh boy, we're going to fill this gap. This market needs to get sold off now. And then it got bought. So, all right. Now, we can go to that triple-headed monster and look at how we're doing in that 10-year yield. Like I said, that 10-year yield is falling. Falling. Let's look at it. 10-year yield. Look at this. Woof. Look at that. So now we're making some swing highs here. Whoop. Boop. Higher, lower highs, and look. We went all the way down to 4.2 yield. Look to the left. It's a swing low here. So our next stop, if you just continues to fall, is like 4.0 yield. All right. I said bonds are being pretty aggressively bought this morning. This will help the market stay up. Okay. Lower yields. People want to take more risk in the stock market. Okay. Now, let's look at that dollar. Dollar is up today because of that euro and because of stuff's going on in France. Here's that range. Oh, look at perfect. Look at that range I talked about. We're out of that range right now. What's interesting though is gold is up too. Right? Look at this range we were in, right? Look, we popped right up out of it. Now, this is very interesting. This is basically because of what's going on with Europe right now. Okay, because euro had a bad day, and the stock market, France especially, okay, and the euro's down. This is propelling the dollar. Now, usually this puts weight on commodities and the equities, but however, the 10-year yield is falling. So this has more to do with what's going on in Europe, because if we look at the euro, all right, euro's falling here. Okay, that's going to propel the dollar, as well as the yen. I forget what the symbol for the yen is. I know I have pairs here. Dollar yen. I believe it's USD. If I don't get it here, yen, or maybe yen, US dollar. The pair. You know what? Don't worry about it. Let's go back. 10-year yield, very interesting. 10-year yield down, dollar up, right? All right. VIX, let's get to the third triple-headed monster here. VIX is no fear. Look at that, pushing right back. Whoop. And nobody got a hedge for nothing right now. All right. 12 VIX, no fear. 30 days out of fear is not there. All right. All right. Time for my favorite market profile, volume profile. Let's get a roadmap. Let's get these scenarios going. All right. that Adobe stings. Whew, that stings. All right, boom. Let's look at this market. Let's look at this market. We got beautiful volume this morning. Loving that. Beautiful volume. All right. So let's look at this market together. Okay. Let's look at the structure. It's all about the structure. It's all about the foundation. Remember, this market is an auction. That's all it is. It's an auction. A live auction. And let's check it out. All right, so here's the weekly profile. We got value area starting from here. 70% of the trade has happened all in that area. Most traded price of the week is 54.40 right here. Happens to be yesterday's most traded price. Price is here. We're below the most traded price. However, when you move the most traded price of the week up higher, that is bullish. Obviously, price above it is more bullish, but just structurally, it's bullish. All right. Yesterday's most traded price on this, up here. All right. So I'm seeing a lot of levels. You can see we hit the week-to-date VWAP right here and bounced. Okay, now yesterday, what did we do? Yesterday, it might have looked like, oh my God, we're falling out of bed here. And look what we did. So I just kept it specifically on. So this gap now is to here. Okay, we pushed more into that gap in the overnight. All right, pushed all the way down to here. But now we found buyers. All right. And what do we? Here's yesterday's highs. Yesterday's lows, yesterday's highs, overnight lows. Price is inside yesterday. Okay. Now, what's key here is, let's look at the overnight inventory. This is how much long activity to this much short activity. I would say that's about 90% net short in the overnight. Okay, let's look at this. This is why I use fine profile, folks. This is the most traded price of the overnight, and we are above it. Now, these would be shorts here. If you sustain value above these shorts, guess what's going to happen? We're going to probably revisit here. If we go below it and start working ourselves in the gap, maybe you fill the gap. Okay, so it's a very important level. Okay. What else can I say here? All right. So this becomes a very key level. This overnight high, okay, is a lot of confluence here. I could call it a weak high. I might start changing that to a confluence high. Okay, so confluence just means many indicators, many inflection points together. Okay, so when we have that here, what do we have? We have overnight high. We have yesterday's most traded price. We have the most traded price of the week, and we have a supply. And we have the close. All right here. Sellers need to defend this. Sellers need to defend this level. Okay. Now we're working some froth off here. Look, we already dipped down into this gap. That doesn't matter. Gaps don't get filled in the overnight session. Okay. So this gap, working some off of the CPI. That's what I'm talking about. Some of these dips are because of the other. Yesterday there was some pullbacks in tech, but these dips you bring back into these levels. You take some froth off. Well, and if you move back up, back to here, this is bullish. That's all it is. Okay. So, how are we going to formulate plans, right? Let's do it. Let's do that. Let's do it right now. So we got our ES scenarios. All right, let's get into that. Now, okay. So remember, like I said, 97% of the time, the market in real-time trading hours hits the overnight lows or hits the overnight highs. So, and we have anchor VWAP, the weekly anchor VWAPs right here. Week-to-date VWAP, right there. Acted as support. What else do you have here? You have a demand zone from the CPI. And you have a gap. The bottom of the gap is right here. So what I'm going to say is this bottom of the gap in demand zone, and the week to date VWAP, all right here is a bull's defense. Bulls need to defend this. Okay? Because underneath this, all right, you can get more movement to the downside, more of a corrective move, a pullback. Okay? If it's defended, then we go back to business. All right? So what I would like to see for my own tastes, okay, even if we do one of these, come through, all right, get a little bit of a bear trap here, start to fill more of the gap, nip the week to date VWAP, and maybe nip the overnight lows, okay, and you could definitely take off higher low, and start working your way back up to here, 54.40, back to value, right, back to the most traded price of the week and yesterday. Or, I'll be honest here, price action is definitely seductress. It could make you think, oh, going lower. Oh my God, we're weak. So here's another thing. It could dip into this demand, boom, bounce off, fill the gap, and then higher low. And the key level here is this most traded price around 54, probably 54.13. Once you clear that, you got smooth sailing back to value. Now you'd have to take out this and hold to I think we go higher. I don't know about that, but this is what I'm looking for as far as a bull. All right, now one other scenario could be, I'm not a fan, it could happen. Okay, so this almost traded price of the overnight right here, if let's say we push up, this could be support. Why? It's by yesterday's lows. So if you hit yesterday's lows and you hold, that could also force us back up to here. Okay, those are what I'm looking for. Fed Mester's talking right now. Interesting. What else do we have? We have a bear scenario. All right, let's look at that. What did I say? Bears, you need to defend here. That's their goalpost. All right. So two things here. There's one. So we can come. Let's say we get the bullish scenario, as I said. Boop, boop, boop. And move up here. And then we get weakness. And we can't find acceptance above this level. Well, if you can't and you find here, we could definitely take this down and fill that gap. That's one. That is one. What also can happen, okay, is just like I said in earlier. All right, let's say we push up and we come into yesterday's lows and we kind of hug yesterday's lows. Well, then we could probably force ourselves down to fill that gap. Now, if you fill that gap and we're super weak, everything's weak, okay, and we go like that and you start holding, well, you can go down to the month-to-date VWAP down here around 53.57 in the demand zone here. That would put us back into the range where we broke out. I don't know if that's in the cards, but hey, if it's weak, it can happen. Okay, that is the ES. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. And I like the volume today. I'm really liking that. All right, let's talk about the NASDAQ. Let's see how different it looks. Right? Oof. You got a nice looking thing here in the NASDAQ here. Let's look at the overall here. Let's move this up. And you got some beautiful looking levels here. The NASDAQ's just being very orderly. All right, let's look at profile. So you got a distribution from the prior balance. The CPI broke out, and we got a new distribution forming up here. Okay, now, interesting. The most traded price of the week has moved up here. That's bullish. Look where price is. Above it. Above it. So that is bullish, right? Holding above the most traded price of the week. In the 24 hours, interesting, it hasn't moved up yet, but in the real-time trading hours, it has. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We got a range. starting to happen in the NASDAQ here. You got a high here, and you got these highs here, and you got these lows here. All right, these are breakout points. So these are confluence highs, confluence lows, or weak highs, weak lows, whatever you want to call them. Okay, very simple. This is great. Okay, so it's the NASDAQ. Okay, is either going to test this side or it's going to test this side. Price is here in the middle of yesterday's session. This is the beauty of market profile and volume profile, when you can split it out with the overnights and the most traded price. I'm sorry, the overnight sessions and the real-time trading sessions. Remember, I said black is the real-time. The shaded kind of black gray is the overnight sessions, right? So we can see what's going on. Now look at this perfect low here and these almost equal highs in the overnight inside of this session. Okay, so look where the support came in yesterday. Support came in again. Now, pretty simple to write this out. Pretty, very, very, very easy to look at this NASDAQ chart. Okay, now the one thing I have to say is I would like to see AMD a little stronger, because 157 and a half was support yesterday. It was kind of like the bottom of the bracket, and it went all the way up to like 160 and change, and now it's getting weakness, which is like a little surprising. But Tesla, okay, with the NASDAQ and Nvidia are up. Okay, so pretty simple here, very easy. And it's very easy to look at. Like, I like this because now I can really judge this DES SPY. This is your defense for bulls. You just don't want to lose that. You just don't want to lose it. That's it. So what am I looking at? I need this to be tested in the Qs. And it could either hit here and go boop. It could, you know how market works. It's never perfect. It could come down, break it, and do one of these, and then recover and hold and do this. Okay, the only thing you don't want to see is if it finds acceptance below that level, because then we're going to have to go down to probably test the gap. Okay, that's really it for the bull. I mean, it's very easy. That's what I love about this chart right now. And then you got your weak high here, 196.59. Right there. All right. Sellers need to defend that level. Sellers need to defend that level. Now, in the bull case, okay, should have put this here. If you go here and you do this, well, we're gonna go to all-time highs again. Just wanted to put that out there. Okay, but this is where sellers need to defend this supply zone here. Got a high here, but this level is breakout level. Now, what could happen in these levels, right? It can either act as resistance. We come up here, try to break it, can't, and then we fall back to here. Right? And then we bounce here. And then it's just a new balance range. Okay, waiting for move information, waiting for the market to digest this higher move. Okay, so basically that's it. Sellers defend this level. If we come up there, boom, what do we get? Did we try to break out and fail, and then we get lower high, lower high? Well, we're probably going to go test that side. Now, if we break this level that the bulls have to defend, we break it, hold, probably going to test this demand zone from the CPI and see what we do to this gap. Now, very key here. If the market's super weak, and you can see there's single prints here, if it's super weak, we should take out this gap and fill it. And I would think we get the bounce here. You need to hold under this. However, if you get support here, well, then we have a good shot of bouncing back up. All right? That does it today, folks. That's the scenarios in the Nasdaq. Hopefully that makes sense. I really like that Nasdaq chart. It really lays it out simple. Really lays it out simple. Okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Of course, it'd be much appreciated if you subscribe, you set an alert, and of course, if you like what you saw, you give me a big thumbs up. All right. Everybody have a great day. Have a great weekend. Okay. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Be patient. Remember, it's Friday. A lot of times, nothing good happens after 1 o'clock on Fridays. But let's see. All right. Good luck, everybody.